I have a question for you. Do you feel like there's something inside of you that wants more out of life, but chronic pain or stress is constantly pulling you back to a lower standard and bad habits? If the answer is yes, I encourage you to listen in for the next few minutes as I'm going to share with you a distinction that I made in clinical practice that has given power back to my patients. Hi, I'm Dr. Mancini, the Medical Director of the Center for Integrative Care, a functional medicine and peak performance center here in San Diego. When I began clinical practice in the mid-90s, I had a really interesting event that occurred that molded the way I treat patients and ultimately the way we help patients at our center. And it comes from my background as a competitive athlete. I've competed in national, international, world competitions in full contact fighting. And back in the 90s, the entire decade, I was actively competing, training, and fighting in the ring in the US and throughout the world. In fact, in 1996, I was on the US team and we fought in the World Championships. So I was fully immersed. Now, in the early 90s, I began to study Chinese medicine. And I immediately realized I was on this really unique position of being in both sides of the medical system at the same time. See, on one side, I was studying injuries, sprains, strains, fractures, traumas. I was studying the impact of stress on your physiology and your psychology when you have these conditions. And on the other side, while I was fighting, I was getting sprains, strains, injuries, fractures, traumas. I was experiencing a tremendous amount of stress on my physiology and my psychology from these conditions. And not to mention the amount of stress you have when you step in the ring against an opponent that wants to hurt you. That alone added significant stress. It was stressful, there's no lie. Every fighter experiences tremendous amount of stress. We just have good game faces. So, I immediately realized that the athlete and the patient were the same. And when I began to see them the same, I began to treat them the same. When I did that, my ability to help patients dramatically improved. Now, why is this important to you? Because if you can extract one gem that can trigger that athlete in you, that may be all you need to break you to the next level in your health. So, how is every patient the same as a top athlete I treat? Here's how. Just like an athlete, all patients want to squeeze the most out of life. They want to live life to the fullest. They want to be high performers. Listen, no patient has ever come to our center just because they want to get out of pain and stress. Now, I know you're probably thinking, no, that is exactly why I would want to receive care at your center. You know, being in clinical practice for close to 2 decades and treating thousands of patients, I'm going to disagree and say that is not why you would want help from us. You would want to be helped by us because pain or stress is interfering with your ability to live life to the fullest. See, I've asked the same question to my patients over the years, and every single one agreed that getting out of pain or stress was not their final goal. Instead, getting back to living their life fully was really what they wanted. Pain and stress was only an obstacle in their way. So ask yourself, why do I want to get out of pain or stress? Or, if I didn't experience this pain or chronic stress any longer, what would I do? These are key questions to ask yourself because they will begin to pull you out of that hypnosis that most people are in. See, most people just forget what their true potential is. They forget what their outcome is because when you're in pain, when you have stress, that directs your focus on what? That's right, pain and stress. And when you start to focus only on getting out of pain or stress, you get stuck in that pressure cooker. You know that pressure cooker. You have pain, you have pain, you have pain. What happens? You take a medication, you eat, you drink, you do something to reduce the pain. Then the pain goes away. But then you forget about your bigger goal, your bigger vision. You stop doing that thing you really wanted in life, that outcome that you really wanted so bad. The same thing with yo-yo diets, right? You gain weight, you gain weight, you gain weight. What do? You go on a diet. You lose the weight, and then what do? You stop dieting. Then what happens? You gain weight. This is the pressure cooker. Again, causing you to lose focus of what's most important in your life, your initial goal of optimal health. So, the goal in what we do at the center is to break you free from that trance. Because when you break out of that hypnosis, you become re-inspired of what's possible, reminding you of your true potential. Think about this. Have you ever gotten in your car early in the morning, turn the ignition on, and you hit the gas, and the car barely moves? And you immediately realize you left what on? That's right, the emergency brake. It was interfering with your car's ability to move. Have you ever done this, or am I the only person that's ever done it? Come on, be honest. Anyway, what happens when you release the emergency brakes? You move. Listen to me. Pain and stress in your physiology is like having that emergency brake on. See, we live in a culture that believes that what we have to do is add more because we lack it in our own bodies. It's like putting in a bigger engine, bigger tires, using jet fuel to make the car faster. Meanwhile, all you had to do is release the brakes. Listen, when it comes to your healthcare, you want to integrate medical modalities that reduce the interference of pain and stress and, more importantly, help optimize body function. The science and evidence now shows that biomedical acupuncture, one of the modalities we utilize at our center, does exactly that. Because of this, it is now being utilized in the medical system as a drug-free specialty for patients. So what do you think? Are you at the point in your life that you're ready to take your health to an entirely new level? If you are, we're here to support you with the use of science-based natural medical modalities such as biomedical acupuncture, neurofeedback brain training, dietary, herbal, and nutritional strategies. So, if you'd like to find out more about how we can support you with your specific health concerns and goals in a safe and effective way, contact our office to schedule a free consultation where we can answer any questions you have to find out if and how we can help reach your healthcare needs. I'm Dr. Mario Mancini, and I wish you the best.